Why are they so skinny? Oh my god, candy? Oh my god, candy?
They're hazelnut.
Smarty! Fine.
You a Smarties kid?
Yeah.
You're not?
You're alright.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another MCU review. I am joined by
Logan and Wilsham.
Jonah Morgan.
who's dying over here. And today we're here to talk about Black Widow.
Retro Bowl.
Oh, we're starting with that one. A little confused. We just finished watching Shang Chi and we're doing this one, so.
Kind of, we're thinking chronologically, so we're doing Black Widow first.
I was about to be like, you idiot! We just watched Shang Chi! Forgot.
That's not what I agreed to.
Okay, where to start?
Let me say right off the bat.
Let's mix in
I think I might be the only one who actually rewatched this movie.
that.
I rewatched it.
Okay, nice.
I rewatched the first part of it.
I really did enjoy a little bit more than my first watch.
But
But I entirely slept through the third act of this movie because it's not great.
Which we'll touch on in just a minute.
Which, honestly, really hurts a movie when the third act is not very
I'd
good.
say that's the main reason that I don't view this as I view this as a like kind of a letdown as the third act.
Yeah.
The rest of it, I vibe with
Yeah,
it.
same. I like the characters introduced.
As far as like I'm not saying this movie's mid. This movie's just barely above
They're not stuff to
average.
talk about with it.
I'd say it's average.
I'd say it's a little above average.
I don't hate the movie, but it's like what
I'd
Jonah
say
said.
it's a
I
little
think
bit above average. I think it was just disappointing.
I agree.
But it's not bad or anything. I just
I enjoy this movie a lot more than a lot of other entries in.
like if you sit here and tell me, hey,
this is honestly kind of lower down from my
like
MCU movies.
watch Black Widow, I'm not gonna be mad at you.
Yeah.
Right.
But
It's because the good parts of the movie.
It's gonna end up a little higher for me because it's gonna end up higher than a lot because I didn't sleep through the whole movie. And there's a lot of movies in the MCU that I've cannot get through it.
I will say the main the first thing that one of the first things that happens in the movie is a sick version of "Smells Like Teen
Smells Like
Spirit."
Teen Spirit. That cover is really pretty.
Is that the song that plays over like those beginning credits?
Yes,
Yes,
it's after the intro
That's
scene.
sick.
It's
I like that. Yep.
Yeah,
It's
you've probably
really
heard the
cool.
original version of that song, and
It's
it sounds
very
like a
cool.
different song. And I love it. It's
a really good cover, and it fits
It's
very well.
slow and it's eerie.
It's
yeah.
eerie.
It fits
it's
very
so
well.
Good.
Yeah.
For, like, Red
the
Bull
whole
stuff.
front half, the first 2/3 of this movie, I really like.
It's just the third act that's on that. What is it?
Lower tier.
Red Room.
It's at the Red
It's
Room.
the Red
yeah.
Room, yeah.
There's some parts of that are good, but
Yeah, but I really like a lot of the characters introduced in this movie. I think it's great. I don't hate Red Guardian.
I love Red
I
Guardian.
think he's very funny.
I
He's
love
so
Red
funny.
Guardian because so everybody's a Stranger Things person.
Yeah.
I watched Stranger Things for the first couple seasons, and I love Hopper.
Yeah.
Because his actor is just amazing.
David Harbour is.
But going back to that, because we really jump around, Yelena is probably my favorite part about this movie, just because she's so funny
So hot.
that too.
No,
And I like the scene that you
character.
mentioned before, where she's making fun of Natasha doing poses.
She probably
that
came up
scene
with
is
a lot of her
incredible.
dialogue. If I had to guess.
You do
Probably.
that thing, you get down and
You
you
do
whip your
that-
hair.
the theme.
You're a total poser. It's so
Total.
good.
That's
total
pretty good.
poser. It's good.
She's
And then
always
she
the
does it
highlight.
later, and she shivers.
Yeah.
Ugh. And everything she's in, she's automatically the best part because she was in Hawkeye.
she's full of
You remember
shit.
that? You remember that scene in Hawkeye when they're in the elevator
Yes.
and Kate slaps her and she goes,
Yes.
"What was that for?"
No.
I think she's a great character.
what was
Very
that for?
entertaining. And I like the Melena is the mom. Melena.
Melania.
Melina? Is that the mom's name?
Melina. I feel like that sounds correct.
I think that's it.
That sounds right.
Melina.
Melina. Yeah, I liked her too. I thought she was really good. I thought it was pretty cool how they ended up making her not necessarily a villain, but kind of working for the villain. And I thought the villain was solid. Now, if we're talking about the villain being
Are you talking about Dreykov?
Dreykov.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Dreykov.
I thought he was fine. Taskmaster, I like the idea. I
I
actually
do really
really
like the approach of it being like a brain technology thing instead of the actual
The person doing it.
the person doing
I
it.
So
I
I
was fine with that.
I like the idea. Execution, could have been done a
She'll
lot
come
better.
back.
Yeah,
Which
I
is what I'm
hope
really.
so.
She's confirmed to be in the cast of the
Good,
Thunderbolts.
because I don't want that to be a throwaway
Yeah,
character.
see, a lot
Because
of people wonder.
Taskmaster is sick.
A lot of
Yes.
people wonder why I'm so excited to see Ghost and Taskmaster and Thunderbolts. It's because we can see them get a lot more.
Oh yeah, Ghost.
I thought Ghost was cool too.
That's what I'm saying. Is like characters I really wasn't a huge fan of that are going to be Thunderbolts. I'm excited for because that gives us a chance to see
I hope they
something
get
more.
some justice done for them. Yeah.
I was a fan of Taskmaster. Everyone like freaked out when, oh my gosh, it's a girl.
Oh my gosh,
Okay?
woman. Yeah.
Like,
I don't
okay,
have
it's
a problem-
Taskmaster. They did a different approach in Taskmaster. It works whenever, like the whole scene with
I'm just glad.
Taskmaster.
I didn't know that. I'm glad it's not going to be a throwaway villain.
The whole
Yep,
scene with
so glad.
Taskmaster chasing Yelena and Natasha is good
Mm-hmm.
because you see he mimics Hawkeye, Black Panther.
Yeah.
She
At the time, they're saying he.
But
Yeah.
thought it was
he
a
ta-
dream.
I see like because like he's big. Taskmaster's like big, like
They make
physically.
you think it's a dude.
Yeah,
he
because
got this big old
I'm-
suit on. And
Yeah, I'm sure that like she probably has like it's not her body underneath, no chance.
probably. Well, no.
'Cause
Like
he's
the
big, he's
actual.
big.
Not the
big.
entire time, no.
It's probably a body actor.
Because
in that
Taskmaster-
suit.
Until
yeah.
you see like the helmet taken off.
Right.
But
No, that first scene is very cool. Like the very first scene where you see Taskmaster fighting Natasha on the bridge.
On the bridge.
It's very cool.
At one point, yeah, he does the claws at the very
Mhm.
end, like for Black Panther.
And then
There's
the
a shield.
like,
There's a
it's very cool.
That's
there's
always
a bow and
cool.
arrow.
It's always so cool seeing Taskmaster fighting anything, just seeing him mimic other heroes' abilities and moves and everything. It's really cool. I just wish it was. I wish the idea they went for. I wish they executed it a lot better and done better. Because
And I don't-
the concept is really cool. It's just I just wish it were. A little
Whenever
more
I saw this in
interesting.
theaters, I was like, "Oh, Taskmaster died," because I didn't realize that you can see her fingers moving a little bit.
Yeah.
Someone comes over to her because I thought she was dead.
Yeah.
One slight, not necessarily like problem, but I feel like Natasha is putting too much in the background of her own movie. It feels like she's
that's true.
that's
There's
a little bit true,
There's
yeah.
a lot of.
That's
focus on
one
the
reason that
characters.
puts this movie kind of low down.
Especially
Right.
especially Yelena, which like I'm fine with.
Yeah, and I like the new characters,
I like, the
but
new
it's her
characters.
movie.
Exactly.
You know? Like,
That's another problem I have.
yeah.
This movie comes out. When does this movie come out? After she's dead.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. It was.
If
the-
you
was
watch
it the
if
first-
you watch the MCU
was it the first post Endgame movie?
aside from Far From Home, yeah,
Wait, was Far From Home?
right after Endgame,
Oh, that's right. Post COVID.
post.
This was the first post COVID.
This is the first Phase 4 Marvel movie.
Phase 4 Marvel
Yeah,
movie.
so
Okay.
And the problem is, like, they're too late with this movie. This movie takes place in between. This movie takes place
Yeah.
a couple weeks
I think they
after
should have
Civil War.
Yeah, I think they should have released it then.
Yeah, they should have had this release.
I think that would have made Natasha's death even more.
Because if you watch this, if
Heartbreaking.
you watch the MCU,
They would have had to
chronology-
take out some scenes in the movie because there is like a scene
Yeah.
of like her at her grave and all that.
that's the post-credit scene.
Right, the post credit scene.
Because and that's the thing. You watch the MCU chronologically. You get to the post-credit scene. It's gonna throw you
yeah,
off.
if you're
I'm still upset
that's
about
right.
the post-credit scene. I'm sorry. I'm still upset.
We'll get to that.
I'm
But
still upset.
yeah, I like Natasha in the movie.
What's the
It's
movie?
just they put her too much in the background of her own movie,
Yeah.
and I really don't like that.
But overall, yeah, I think this movie was just a little disappointing. It could have been so much more.
Yeah.
The performances I thought were really, really good though.
All the actors are good.
All the acting was really, really good. The performances by each character. The character writing I think was pretty solid. Again, this is gonna be a common theme with Phase 4 Marvel products.
Are
is
we
the-
thinking the same thing?
the freaking
CGI sucks.
CGI
is
stinks.
bad.
Like
That
no,
entire
there's
movie.
one specific scene. Everywhere
Yelena?
else, it's fine. But
This
there's
is
one
not a
specific
CG
scene-
heavy movie.
it doesn't have to be, but there's one specific scene where she blows up that
yes.
thing. She sticks, and then you can
Yes.
clearly see that like she is pulled back by a wire, and the green
It's
screen before she stabs
not
into the
very
green screen
good.
sucks.
I don't
It's
know why
so
it's bad.
bad.
It makes me sad.
And-
I'm glad it's
not-
only one like particular like scene that
But
I
it
like
sticks
that.
out like
Yeah.
such a sore thumb, and it's so bad.
It's very quick, but people realized it and then drew attention to it, and it's made it worse.
Yeah.
But it was you would notice it, but you quickly move past it.
Jackson, like, if he were here, he would be dogged on this movie, especially in that scene.
I quick like I noticed it whenever I watch it, but I quickly moved past it
Yeah,
because
right. I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever.
But
again, they didn't matter
It
with
makes it
one
all the more like not that much of an excuse when the fact that, like you just said, it's not a very CG heavy movie. So the
It's
fact
not.
that looks as
Right.
bad as it does when you
are going to use heavy CG, do it well, you know.
yeah, but that's a problem with Phase 4 as a whole. Is like
It is.
a lot of the
It's all
CG
of
from
them.
here on out is just very.
There's a lot of questionable
They'll
spots.
fix it. They'll fix it.
Every single
Sure,
movie, no
sure.
matter how good the movie is, every single movie in Phase 4
Yeah.
has some questionable CG.
They'll fix it.
Okay.
The whole thing with the whole scene with like,
When Natasha like smashes her head against the table to sever a nerve.
yes,
That's
Pretty dope, actually.
yes, that is good because that's a good reveal of yes. There's a thing that you can't hurt me. Bet.
Yeah.
And then she sets it back. Yeah, and you don't like broken noses.
No, it's just the noise you hear when she.
The noise it makes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's he's supposed to feel slimy, and it works. It's good.
Yeah, that's kind of his
Yeah.
thing.
He dies, right?
Yes.
Oh, he does.
Okay. Oh yeah,
Finally.
he's in that thing.
I really appreciate all the little callbacks to Clint Barton in this movie.
You hear
especially
him
when
in one of the flashbacks.
Can I talk about that next? I want to talk about that next.
Yeah,
The
Yeah.
post-credit
post-credit
scene.
Okay. Had her going to her grave. Also, she had a good boy with her. She had a dog.
Because she mentioned earlier, she's like, I want a dog.
She had
a
a
I
dog.
want dog.
She had a good boy.
I want the dog.
I want the boy.
And then Madame Hydra showed up. Love Madame Hydra. She's awesome. I love her. She's great. Christian's not the biggest fan of her because of her actress.
I think she does have her funny moments though.
Do you think she's too eccentric? It's I don't know. It's that girl. She's like really like happy about everything always, but she's like
She was.
a terrorist.
We first saw her in Falcon and Winter Soldier
Well,
towards the end.
I forgot everything
Agents
about
of Shield.
that.
I like that show.
Agents of Shield is where you first see her.
Haven't seen that.
Me neither.
But
it's where she
she's
first
amazing.
appears.
I love her. No, I like
Maybe
her.
when I watch Agents of Shield, I'll have a better opinion.
And
of
then
her.
I saw a picture of Clint Barton, who has been my favorite Avenger for a long time.
Okay, I know what you're going to complain about.
I
now.
knew as soon as
I've
Blah, blah,
wanted.
blah, I want a movie, blah, blah, blah.
I want a movie. It's
I want a
different.
movie, blah, blah, blah. Got an entire TV show that's the equivalent of like 2.5 movies.
But it's not the status of a movie. You
it's
know
not
what
the
I'm saying?
status of the movie, you're right. But
It
it's
feels
really
different.
good.
the
Yes.
show is so good. I
Yes,
love
the
show.
show is good. I like, but it's not the status of the movie.
So far, it's one of the best things in Phase 4.
Low bar.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
Low bar. Not low. Not low. It's a low. It's a low
It's
bar.
really not.
Yeah, it is. But, like,
Yeah.
still.
It's still really,
Still really
really
good.
good.
But it's not the stat. I've been wanting a Hawkeye movie for a long time.
Too bad.
Suck it.
Nobody wants a bow and arrow boy movie.
I do.
I like Jeremy Renner. I wouldn't complain.
He
if
would
they-
make it good.
If they did, I wouldn't complain.
No,
It's
or
Jeremy
Considering,
Renner.
considering
or
how
it
he
could've been-
carried his own show, he can carry his own.
It could have
That's
been.
true.
It could have been like a movie, but like half of it could have been like his like some of the stuff he did as Ronin, because it'd be like a John Wick movie.
That would be a John Wick movie.
It'd be cool. You'd be like
Those
you,
reviews
you
you
could
probably do.
you could partially do
I think
that,
we should,
like
yeah.
show
lead up to the fourth one.
like show the Ronin stuff, and then show like him getting hunted by it. Yeah, like you could have done that, but I got a show long
Keep it.
show, but it's not the status of the movie.
Wait, have you watched it?
Huh? I've watched most of it now. Yeah.
Okay. I've enjoyed most of this movie until I fell asleep during the third
No,
act.
it's
The first two acts of the movie I do think are all right. It's the third act that kind of.
Yeah, I thought everything like up to like that prison break scene, sick.
Oh yes, that's another thing. The interactions between the characters are very good.
Yes, that was like the first time you see
I like everything up until they go to the
the
Red
Red Room. Yes,
That's because that
Correct.
includes also like all the interactions they have. There's like the family. The Florence Pugh gets a chance to
That too.
act,
That was really really good.
and then American Pie,
Um,
and then they get sold out,
yes,
and then Red Room.
But no, the prison break scene. There's a lot of good stuff in there. You get like the Red Guardian. That's the first time you see him.
Yeah.
Post like flashback at the beginning.
He's got tattoos.
He's got a bunch of tattoos. He's arm wrestling people at the table. This guy's calling him a liar, and he like breaks his arm. I love it. It's so.
And
good.
then they use like a little action figure of him to smuggle like
Yes.
yeah.
I'm gonna give this one a pretty high score.
I won't. So you can go ahead and go first.
Yeah, I'll go first on this one. Are we getting rankings then?
I might as well. I don't think there's anything else to really
Okay.
talk about.
Yeah, but in terms of rating, I don't want to go too high because when a movie has a bad third act,
It
it
ruins a lot.
holds it back. But the third act really does hold us back. But
Guardians too.
there's so much of it that
Yes.
there's so much of it that I love. The characters are great. The character interactions are great. The acting is great.
Yes.
I enjoy a lot of the action. I think it's quite fun.
Yeah, action is good. That's another thing.
It's not as good as some of the others in the Marvel universe,
Or the next one.
or the next movie that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I'm gonna give this a 7.8. That feels good in my brain.
Christian, you go next.
Okay, so I'm going a little bit more on the negative side.
That feels good.
This movie is
That
definitely
itches my brain.
this movie is definitely not bad, but it's still one of my least favorites in the MCU because it was disappointing. It just came at the wrong time, and for a Black Widow movie, it feels like it puts her way too much in the background. Not the best third act. It introduces some great characters, but on the whole, I was just really disappointed with this movie, especially going back to it. And I don't think it's bad. I think it's just kind of alright. So I'm probably going to have to give this movie a 6.6. I came in, it's fine. That's really all I have to say.
I'm gonna side with Logan here, and it's mainly the third act that holds it down. Honestly, I like all the rest of it. It's good. The acting is good. The characters are great. Character interaction is good. Action is good. It's just that third act and some of the execution of some of the stuff isn't desirable. But then, yeah, we were disappointed by this movie. Then we were also disappointed by Morbius, and that movie sucked. So
That whole movie sucked.
it makes you appreciate
That movie had a bad third act.
it makes you appreciate Black Widow more.
But
The
that
rest of it wasn't great.
I was about to say, that movie had a bad first, second, and third
The
act.
first second was not as bad as the
No,
third
because
act.
for instance, you're like, oh, Black Widow wasn't that good, and then you look at Morbius, and compared to Morbius, dude, this movie's amazing.
I would watch this movie 3 times in a row before watching Morbius again.
Facts.
Before watching 5 minutes of Morbius.
5 minutes on.
Facts.
Yeah, it makes you you think this movie's bad, but then
I can't
then
believe
you
that.
realize this movie's bad for a Marvel movie, but as a movie, this movie is
With opinions.
I think is good.
Okay, no, I don't respect that opinion. He's wrong. My dad loves Morbius.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me. I was like,
My dad likes Morbius, and I can't respect him for that.
no, yeah. What I said was, it makes this movie makes you appreciate this is not as good of a Marvel movie, but it's still a good movie. The number that I came into this thinking and went into rewatching the first part of it thinking was 7.5. That was the number that I was thinking of. If the third act had been better, it would be
For 8 or
I
9.
thought 7 flat going in.
mm-hmm.
If this movie had just a solid third act,
it would be
like an 8 or 8.
it would be a
this
solid
movie-
it would be a solid standalone.
If this movie gave Black Widow a lot more focus, if this movie were also just a different time period, if they were more about more of her past and maybe explain what the heck happened in Budapest.
Yeah, I would have liked to see some
that concept would have probably put this movie at 8 or 9
yeah.
range if they hadn't.
But we got what we got, and then we got more crap in Morbius. But
we got more crap in later entries in the MCU. So, but that will do it for our review of Black Widow. Stay tuned for next time where we get so much better with Shang Chi. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for the next time where we do Shang-Chi, which will be the final MCU movie we do before we are caught up and have reviewed every single MCU movie that is released until we have Black Panther, which comes out a week from today as of recording.
it's hot in here.
Yeah, it is. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Later, Whip Hips.